What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's video. As you can tell from the title, I'm starting another retrospective series. I'm doing one for Superman and Lois with Joypad Jake and with Darren. And now I'm doing this with my boy Taj. Everybody knows him from Party Nation, Ranger Nation. We're talking about Teen Wolf again. Why? A couple weeks ago, Teen Wolf was randomly trending on my TikTok, and that just let me know it was time for my annual rewatch. With that, um, I have a lot of thoughts. And we're starting with season one. If you're new here, please like, share, and subscribe. Do the same thing for Taj. He'll be tagged in the description box down below. How you doing today, Taj?
I'm pretty good. I'm tired.
Me too, bro. I got off work at 1 and I fell asleep until like 4 something.
Yeah, I was knocked out.
Yeah, I was tired. I had to be up at work at 3, so catching up on all that good sleep felt good. But season one of Teen Wolf, diving back into it, I noticed a lot of things that I never really paid attention to before. Um, Especially with us, how we look at these shows and movies now as a whole. Um, I thought about like the makeup department and the special effects, and I would just look at it as, oh yeah, they just upgraded, you know, their special effects department, their props. But at the same time, it was budget. Looking at the claws, it was those were shaved down press on nails, like shaved to a
Yeah,
point, like with a little makeup done on the fingers. Especially in the pilot when Scott first transforms, that initial design was tweaked for the second episode. Like he
yeah,
indeed did. You can see it in the silhouette. He had hair on his forearms, a little bit of extra fur on the forearms. His brow was a little bit more curved. I wish they would have stayed with that to give it a more animalistic look. But at the same time, I understand as the show went on, they left those more animalistic looking designs. They let that stand out for like if you were like evil, like Peter or part of the Alpha Pack or stuff like that. Like, if you tapped into your more vicious side, if I could say that. So
yeah,
like noticing that, I'm like, okay, from season to season, their budget indeed did get better. And looking at season one, yeah, it was the budget. It was there, but at the same time, it was kind of like bubble gum on a shoestring type. Um, what do you think? What do you think?
um, yeah, pretty much same thing. I haven't watched season one since 2016, so like watching it again. And I didn't watch the show when it first came out either. Like I didn't get into the show to like season three. I think it went to Netflix, and I was like, oh, what's this? And then I watched it,
It
and I
was
was like,
on
oh, that's kind of
Netflix
cool.
at first.
Yeah, it was
I
on
never
Netflix
knew
at first.
Teen Wolf was on Netflix at
Yeah,
a
it
point in
was on.
time.
Yeah, it was on Netflix. The first like two seasons, I think, was on like Netflix. And then they took
Wow,
it off. I don't know what the fuck happened, but yeah. But people who seen Teen Wolf, y'all know it was on Netflix.
I never
Um,
knew that.
yeah, I think it was just the first two seasons, but I watched it and I was like, oh, okay, this cool. And at this time, I was already watching Arrow, so I was like, oh, Colton Haynes was in the show. I was like, that's dope.
Yeah, I
Um,
learned that he was doing double duty because
yeah,
I
I did
started
too.
watching Teen Wolf. I started watching it from like the get go. Like this is when you could just like before like social media was social media. I was just scrolling. I don't know how I discovered that Jeff Davis was bringing back Teen Wolf, but I'm just on the internet, and then that's when they started like the Teen Wolf wiki page or whatever. So I
Mhm.
used to get on that all the time for all the information. Once I seen it was werewolves, I was locked in. I'm like anything werewolf back then. That's before I was on like the whole superhero hype train and all of that. Once I seen it was werewolves, I'm like, okay, I'm all in. This gonna be something new, something different. So like discovering this show, I'm like, cool. And that explains why like 2011, I didn't get Netflix until probably like 2014 when I met my wife because I just took her Netflix. So that's probably why I didn't know. I didn't have
Yeah,
Netflix back then. So
we got Netflix 2013. So like it's like around the time season three started airing. So like I saw it on there and I was like, oh, this looked kind of interesting, and I watched it. And I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. I'm like, is there a third season or something? And then I saw it was going on like MTV and stuff. So like, yeah, I started watching it. But I actually didn't watch season 1 and 2 again until like 2016. Because I was like, it's cool, but season 3 was so goddamn lit. So I was like, oh shit, I'm not going back to that. I like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Another
season
thing
1 is a struggle because there's a
it's
lot I don't like.
yeah. Yeah.
Um
Name some things. I was just about to say, like, name some things that you like don't like to start off with. Like, what don't you like? This is what I've been waiting for.
um it's a lot, so I'm trying to see which one I want to go first. I'm gonna get this one out the way. I don't like the cure thing. The cure thing just went away.
True.
Like it
I
was weird.
do
Like going back and
remember
rewatching, like they did like a little
a little mini
yeah, a
series.
little mini thing. But I'm like, if you ain't, if you weren't super tapped in, you wouldn't have known what it was. So it was like, yeah, because Tyler Posey's dad was in that because he played that one doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
so I was just like, because I didn't know who he was. I didn't watch that until like years later. So I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, that's one thing. I don't like how Derek looked like a stalker 24/7. Like this man, bro. Like, and then they had them the first 2 seasons, they had them looking like they was from the fucking Twilight series. So I was like, dude, like their skin was all pale looking and stuff. I didn't like that. Um, I mean, you already talked about the budget and stuff. That didn't bother me too much because it's the first season of a show.
yeah.
If it was like that by like season 4, I would have been like, all right, this is an issue. But
Those
like,
press on nails.
yeah, it was fine. It was fine by like the second season. So I was like, okay, cool. It is what it is. Um, I don't like Allison. I'm still not a fan. Rewatching season 1 didn't change my mind. I don't know. I don't like that damsel in distress character.
She was a damsel in distress, and she was
It,
also easily persuaded. But
yeah,
that was
we'll
her
we'll
character arc through
yeah,
everything.
yeah, we'll talk about that as we get through the later seasons. But for
Yeah.
what they wanted to do with the character until Crystal Wheat, like you could tell where they wanted to go with the character. I think she was miscast.
Really?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
because
That's the first. You're the first person I've ever heard say that. That's interesting.
I don't think she's bad. Like I like Crystal Reed as an actor. I loved her in Gotham, but
Yeah.
they were taking her down. I mean, I'm gonna just touch on it now real quick because people probably gonna ask why I don't like Allison. Um, I didn't like that she was the damsel distress character, but it was obvious they were trying to take her down this like, oh, she gonna be the new hunter person to take over for Argent, and I don't think Crystal Reed had that edge to her that they
I
wanted.
get it. I
Like
get
when
it.
you looked at Malia looked like if she get mad, she gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
Kira tapped into the Kitsune stuff, you look at her, you're like, no, that face, she gonna fuck me up. When Allison did it, I was just like, I don't take you serious. Like I feel like you shoot that arrow, I feel like I could block it, and that's not a good thing. So it's like, and I'm not the only one. Like I put my when it went to Amazon Prime, I put my little brother onto it and like some of my other cousins, and they all watched it, and they was just like, they don't like Allison. And in fact, I told my younger sister that we was doing this, and she was like, the first thing she said when I told her, she just rolled her eyes. It was like, Allison, and I was like, yeah, yeah. I don't think she sucks, but I just never care for her because everybody else is so interesting. But
Honestly, my wife is the same way. She never too much cared for. She never too much cared for Allison.
yeah, she was just there for me. I was just like,
Yeah.
she was just a love interest, and even then, that got tired by season 2. I was like, all right, I'm over this. Like, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
move on from this. Yeah, but that's the reason why. Other than that, I liked everything else, but yeah, I can't think of nothing else I disliked. I would really have to think.
I do like to think about the whole cure thing because
That was weird.
going from season 1 to season 2, it's literally the same, at least like the same day or a day later. Like
Yeah,
it's not a huge time jump. So other
because
than Scott
Lydia
Grant,
goes
yeah,
missing. Lydia
yeah,
goes missing once they put her in the hospital. So yeah, like because she gets bit.
and then like a
and
couple days
then
later
Peter
she's
leaves
getting
her
out.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like so it probably takes place like a day or two later, maybe. So like
Yeah.
yeah, that just don't make sense because
I
then
mean, Scott just
Scott is
randomly
just
getting a
okay.
haircut, and then he's just okay with being a werewolf.
Yeah,
He just
like he's
has
just
all
okay.
this control. I didn't. The only thing that I really paid attention to from that was the fact that okay, your friend just got bit, and you decided to get a haircut.
Yeah, it was weird.
That's the only thing that I thought about. But now that you think about it, like the whole him finding a cure thing is just gone. And
Yeah,
and like not to jump too far ahead, but him not being affected by the full moon after literally like his first two literally almost taking him out. Like the next full moon, he's just in full control. I mean, that can say a lot to how like in later seasons.
because season 1 and 2 are the same year, so
Yeah,
it's
it's the
only like
same.
season 1 probably takes place over what the a course of what a few weeks.
Yeah,
Like, how the hell does he have all this control all of a sudden? It's weird. He had none of that
yeah.
literally 3 episodes ago.
He literally almost like killed Jackson, and that episode, I loved how we got to see Tyler Posey ramp up his acting with
Yeah,
how like the effects of the full moon. That this also leads into the fact that Lydia is a completely different person. And I get some people will say
yeah,
she was trying to hide her smarts, but
she was.
honestly, Lydia was she she was an ass. Like, it's no other way to put it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
She
yeah,
was not a good person. She was superficial. She was stuck up, and she was just trying to be the it girl.
yeah.
This happening to her, getting bitten by the alpha, getting attacked by Peter, and what all that leads to, seeing where Lydia is now.
That saves her character,
Yeah, like it really does. Because in the
even though
beginning,
it's
like,
a terrible fucking thing that happened, but still,
yeah,
like,
yeah, like thinking about the fact that I didn't care for Lydia. I didn't care for Lydia up until like all of season, because season 2 she was relatively the same, but at the same time I'm thinking to myself, okay, Scott, you're gaslighting her half the time. You're all gaslighting her half the time. Scott, I
yeah,
get it. In season 1 you had to hide your stuff. You were trying to hide the fact that this, you've been bitten, you're a werewolf, you're trying to hide that. So him and Styles are the only two people that honestly know
yeah.
what's going on. And it's just crazy to me
Which
how
makes
we went
sense
from.
because it's
It
like
makes sense.
because
It's
he
a
gets
horrible thing. You gotta hide it.
they hear about a dead body in the woods, and the next thing Scott gets
Yeah,
bit, and it's like, how do you explain that? Like,
yeah.
what do you do? And then this wolf guy shows up out of nowhere telling you that you need to kill the alpha, and like it's so much sprung onto him. It's like, what the
And
hell do I do?
and I honestly, Tyler Posey did a great job like carrying this show from the beginning and
Yeah,
sticking with it all the way to the end. I love the fact that at least in the first few episodes, Styles and Scott, and even to an extent like Allison and Lydia and Jackson, they all look like high schoolers. They look like legit, like they're 16. And with
yeah,
Allison being 17, I love that. And I never paid attention to that either.
but
The
that's
fact
because
that
whatchamacallit,
Crystal Reed is older. She's older than like the rest
she
of the
was
cast.
she was
They
older than
wrote
the
that
whole
in.
cast.
Yeah, and
She was
they
older
wrote
than
that in there.
she was older than Derek in real life.
Yeah,
Tyler Heckland. Like, that's ridiculous.
yeah. But
But
they wrote that in there at least for the high
yeah,
school characters. And when I heard that, I said, "Wait, whoa! I never paid attention to that before that
yeah,
instance." Like they wrote that in there. I said, "That's genius writing." Jeff Davis, when he was in his bag, he was in his bag. What happened with the movie? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, we
But the
ain't gonna talk
show,
about
he
that.
was in his bag. Like when I heard that line, I said I had to pause. I'm like, wait, I never paid attention to this moment. Like she
Yeah,
literally says, I'm 17. I had to, I got held back because we kept moving around. And honestly, that
that makes
must suck.
sense.
That makes sense. That must suck. And that makes me wonder, because you moved around, was Chris trying to keep you away from Kate? Because it seems like at first Chris was trying to hide that side of the family, or at least the family
They was
business.
trying to hide it from her because
Yeah.
maybe she just didn't have the. I guess because their dad is fucking Gerard, so it's like
Yeah.
They had no choice, and I think Argent was probably like, "Listen, I don't want her in this shit. At least not yet. Give her a choice to have her own life, you know." But what happens, unfortunately. But yeah, it's weird going back and looking at their ages. Like now that you bring it up, because Tyler Posey and Dylan O'Brien were actually like 17, 18 when they actually filmed season 1.
Yeah.
And Crystal Reed was like 26. And you you look at it, you go, what the fuck? Because
She
what's her
rolling
name?
around in the
Holland.
sheets with
Like
Tyler
Holland,
Posey.
all the girls were older than all the guys. Like Holland was in her, like she was like 24 in season 1.
Really?
Because she's only a couple years younger than Crystal Reed. I think she's like a year or 2 younger.
And I guess that trend kept
And
going
yeah,
because
because when they bring in
Shelly
Arden,
Henning and
yeah,
Arden,
Arden,
they're older too.
yeah, they were all in there. I think Arden was like 30 when they brought her in, or almost 30, like Shelly too. So it's like, Jesus, all the boys were so young. It's like, what the fuck? It's not until we get what's her name? Hayden, where
Hayden.
we get like an actual young actress. But like, yeah, it's weird. But I like Kate, but she was crazy.
Yeah. And
She was
honestly,
crazy.
rewatching season 1, like I've always hated Kate.
I
And
did too.
like I've always had a disdain for like Jill Wagner. She's an amazing actress.
She did great with that
She's an
character.
amazing actress. Like I can't see anybody else playing this character. I really want to look up
It's
who
so
else was in
weird.
the running.
It's so weird seeing her though, because it's like I started watching Wipeout before I started watching Teen Wolf, so I was like, "That's the lady from Wipeout."
Well, like
That
the
shit
fact
was
that she could
hilarious.
play, the fact that she could play crazy, the how she was taunting the episode where she just showed up to Derek's house
Yeah, she
and
was crazy.
she literally let him take out the other 2 hunters. And notice Derek wasn't holding his punches. When he knocked them out, they were out cold.
Yeah, they were gone.
And she took him down with just a stun baton.
Didn't she sneak on him? I can't remember
No,
if she snuck up
he
on him.
ran. She started walking and he ran at her and he left himself open and she hit him in the chest.
I mean, we also found out why that's the case, and we found out they were a thing. Which is that a thing with Argent women? Because do they got a thing for younger guys? Because Kate is clearly older than Derek, like especially.
And then Styles even
even
said like he's only a few years older than us. So
yeah, because
like,
they're
and then
what?
hearing that
They're sophomores in season 1 and 2, right?
Yeah, they're sophomores.
So that means they're about what, 16?
They're 16, and I think by the end of
Derek
by
has to be
season
at
3
least,
he's 17.
So Derek has to at least be in his early 20s, like 21 ish, something around there. And we get that flashback in season 3, which we're not gonna talk about season 3 yet, but when you see his flashback to him in high school and his first girlfriend, you're like, okay, when did the Kate stuff happen? Because now it's like, that's weird. And also in season 4, because we're talking about their backstory, we kind of have to bring it up. When he got turned back younger, he recognized Kate at that age. So I was like, did she mess with that old? Like, what are you doing? Like, Kate was so
unless they're trying to say like Kate basically kind of looked the same.
Yeah, looked the same. But I just don't. If he recognized her as adult Kate, because he didn't know who Scott and them was, so he wouldn't have those memories of older Kate. So it's like she had to look like that. Because he looked at her, he was like, Kate. So yeah, and she kissed him like that too. So
that was weird. So hey, hear the story about that on set and how she had to go apologize. She just felt the need to apologize.
Oh, she did.
Mama. She said, I am so sorry. This is in the script. I don't want you to think anything about me.
Hey yo, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
She said she just felt the need to apologize to the boy mama. I said that's pure comedy right there. That's hilarious.
Yeah. I hated Jackson.
I did too.
Stand him. I love Colton Haynes, and it's part of the charm of the character because he's playing him. Yeah. But like that aside, I'm like, dude, Jackson, you're an ass just because.
But with Jackson was just like it's weird. It's weird knowing that he was playing Roy Harper and Jackson at the same time, because Roy started off as a jerk, but
Yeah.
he eventually became like he wanted to be a hero. He fell in love with Thea. Jackson is like a complete 180.
Yeah.
It was just, I drive a Porsche. Nobody cares, dog. I got so tired of hearing I drive a Porsche. Him figuring out that Scott was a werewolf, Derek making the mistake of, being poisoned, but like, sticking the claws in the back of the neck. A lot of that stuff with the early lore, especially with Jackson, did not make sense to me
It
because
didn't.
like he
Because
got Wolfsbane poisoning.
how does sticking a claw deep in someone's neck give them, like, I get the bite. That makes sense. You bite and maybe it's some type of venom thing or blood, you know, thing. But the nails, don't nothing come out the nails. It's just nails. Like what the fuck? I don't
And
know.
if only alphas can turn people with a scratch or a bite,
Right, that wouldn't have made
how did
sense.
he transfer Wolfsbane poisoning? Unless that was the hand that he got shot with, and like the blood like was,
I think it was
or maybe it was like infected,
because
like it was just
Jackson
the
neck,
infection in his body.
his neck started turning like green, that little spot on his neck. So it's like, yeah, but I don't know. It was
It would have
weird.
been cool if
Some of
they
that
would have
lore don't
connected.
make sense though,
Yeah, they should have
especially with the
connected that to him turning into the Kanima.
especially with
That
the
would have worked.
especially with the cure thing. It was just like a lot of stuff in season one just didn't make sense now. Going
So
back
you
and
can
looking at
be
it.
turned back if you kill the one
Yeah.
who bit you. I'm like, and I remember watching this. I'm like, they can't allow him to do that. And then when Derek is the one that killed Peter, I'm like, oh, all right. Speaking of Peter,
That scene was badass. I'm the
yeah,
alpha now.
yeah.
That shit was hard.
And then like realizing like when he bites Jackson, they like Jeff Davis had every intention to make Derek's alpha look like Peter's. I think it was a last minute, well, like not last minute change, but when they were writing for season 2, I believe that they all sat down and was like, okay, I don't want to make every alpha look the same, because if we that's when they started saying the shape you take reflects the person that you are. That
Yeah.
that term didn't show up until season 2.
Until season 2, yeah.
And even with like when he first decides to bite Jackson, like I mean, of course, he was hoping that Jackson would die. Like he
Yeah.
wasn't hoping that the bite would take. He was hoping that Jackson would die. He didn't want Jackson in his back. Nobody liked Jackson, but
Yeah.
you see that he had literally it's the CGI animation for Peter's teeth. So I was thinking that, so in this universe, all the alphas are going to be gigantic, full wolves. I'm glad they didn't go that way.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't go that way. But like that was my thoughts. Like when I was first initially watching it, and just the designs in general, like Scott's design changing, I get because he got a haircut, but
Yeah.
Derek's, when it was first, like they had Derek's like full, it looked like they just wrapped hair around Derek's whole face.
Mhm.
And then you get to season 2 and they said, okay, we're gonna stop the sideburns right here and just let it be his regular beard, which I think works better.
Yeah.
And they got better fangs, because I really did not like the fact that Derek's fangs, especially the bottom ones, like they protruded out.
Yeah.
I
It make
always
him look
thought
like
that that looked weird.
it made him look like a dog. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, "Ugh." It's just like it
Yeah,
looked weird.
it
I didn't
was
like that.
weird. I was like, why are they like hanging out and like just going straight forward? But I love the fact that they fixed that. But like the early designs were cool, and Derek was way more powerful
And that
in
first,
season
like,
1.
yeah, season 1, he was like strong as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Peter crazy ass. Jesus Christ. Oh Lord.
When Peter first, like Derek, how you didn't figure this out? Like you needed Styles help.
I think they did a good job of like, because he wouldn't have thought his uncle, who got caught in the fire and pretty much was just like almost looked like he was brain dead, would be
Yeah.
like the alpha, you know. And maybe at that point, maybe Derek just couldn't like get a scent on him, possibly, because I don't know. Some that kind of don't make sense now, because like it's your family. Wouldn't you be able to?
Yeah, like Scott
Yeah,
back
I don't
then.
know.
Scott back then, I understand, but then now, like looking ahead at like season 3, when he first walked past the Alpha Twins, like he turned around, like he knew something right away. Like
Oh,
the way,
Scott.
no,
Oh, you talking about
yeah,
Scott?
like
Yeah,
the way
Scott. He knew
Scott
something was
just,
up.
the way
Yeah,
Scott just like had a level up on his skills, and Derek seemed like he was trailing like far behind, even back in season 1. Derek, you're a born wolf, so you should, I get you're helping Scott. And that's the thing that I like to see as well. Their development over the years.
yeah.
Because Scott hated Derek. Derek hated
I
Scott.
don't
He
think he
did not.
hated Scott, but he was just like, dude, you need to man the fuck up. Like,
Yeah,
you
like,
got bit. You're blaming me for it. I'm not an alpha. Stop
but he
blaming
also
me.
he also did not help.
Yeah.
Is it so bad, Scott, that you can run faster, see better? Like, dog, would you just stop talking
He
to him
didn't
in
he didn't
riddles?
have
Tell him the
asthma.
truth.
He didn't have asthma anymore. Like shit.
Exactly. No, like
I would have
honestly,
took it as a blessing.
I would have been
Yeah.
happy. Like I think about that all the time. I'm like, dog, like
Like I
who
got
wouldn't want it?
muscles and yeah, man, I got enhanced speed and strength, man. I'm keeping this. The fuck, tell me the
Like,
weaknesses and I'm staying away. Thank
like
you.
who wouldn't want this? Like bro, like sign me up. Like
Yeah.
please sign me up.
This is also really great for Styles because at this point he was the only human involved.
Yeah.
So like all his stuff was just funny as hell. Like him just trying to make up excuses and stuff all the time. And yeah, it was funny.
Like
Oh man.
early Styles before it be like Styles don't get Styles was always funny. But like early Styles, like season 1 Styles will always be the best Styles for me because the stakes weren't as high. Like
Yeah.
the fact that we go from just dealing with Peter to you getting taken
Actually,
by the wild hunt.
I'd actually argue that the stakes were at its highest in that season, in that first season. Because you had to worry about the alpha and you had to worry about the
True.
Argents, and it was only Derek. Scott was a newly like beta, so it's not much they can do to protect you, Styles.
True.
Especially when Peter took him, and it's just like, oh shit, they could go kill. That scene was funny as hell. He was like, unlock the laptop.
He's like, I don't know his password.
He was like, I don't know his password. And then he opened it. He was like, his password is Allison.
Yo, it's the way like he just deadpanned into the camera. I said, Scott, you got sprung quick. Like to change your password to her name is crazy.
Yeah, that's another reason why I didn't like their relationship too. It just felt like his whole character was just too focused on her. I was like, dude, you got more important shit. Fuck this lovey-dovey stuff. Not saying you can't have a relationship, but damn.
I mean,
like
she did take his virginity.
But still, like that, like
he was sprung.
I get that, but it's more stuff at stake. Your life is at stake.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like,
let's just think about it, bro. Him and Derek had stalking. Like they had a stalking problem. Scott, you're on Allison's roof, bro.
Yeah, his relationship with like Allison. I don't know how people still like it to this day. Like, I'm like, it's kind of creepy when you actually go back and rewatch the show. Like, that shit's not romantic. Sitting outside of her goddamn, like, no, bro. I'm sorry, hell no.
Bro, he turned. Like, I think what made him when the Wolf's Bane that they found around Laura's body, for some reason, Styles decided to keep it. Why? I don't know.
I think he took it because remember his dad showed up, so it was like, oh, I don't want him to see this. Because remember after they it was like a what was it? It was a wolf at first, and then they unwrapped it, and then she shifted back to human, and they was like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's like, he was
which
a different
sucks.
Which sucks. Also, it doesn't make sense because in the flashback to where they show Peter walking up on Laura, she was human. So did she hurry up and shift before he killed her?
I think he attacked her, and then like they started fighting, but maybe he was too strong at this point.
I mean, if he can rip her in half.
Because he was the alpha. So who did he kill to become the alpha?
No, he took the power from Laura. He was just
yeah.
He was just always that big. He was just always that big hulking monster because of how out of his mind is. And then once we see Peter, younger, we understand. Okay, dog. Now we see why your sister didn't want you anywhere near Derek as a kid. Like you were just always
and
twisted.
took your goddamn memories away from
Yeah,
your
like
child
yeah,
because
like you were
you're
just always twisted.
psychotic ass.
Like I wonder when he developed that huge hulking form. Did he develop it as a kid,
Yeah,
or was that just after he went out of his mind?
I'm not gonna
Because
lie. I wanted a Hale family show. Why didn't they do that?
bro, that would
That
have been
that to
perfect.
me,
That
that
would have
to
been
me,
perfect.
I get that. What's her name? Adelaide. She went to go do what's that show that was on CW? She was in the show, and it was like 5 seasons. She was like the main character. What the hell is the name of that show?
The you talking about for Cora?
Yeah, no, not
Uh,
Cora. What's the younger sister?
yeah, Cora.
Oh yeah, that was Cora. Yeah,
That
I
was
forgot her
the
name.
Queen Elizabeth show, I think.
I can't remember the name of it.
I can't remember it
Rain,
either. Rain.
Rain.
And
Yeah,
then
but
then
like
you look at it
I
now,
get that
like
she,
she's on Grey's Anatomy now, and she looks
yeah, that
exactly
is,
the
she looks
same.
exactly the fucking same. But you didn't have to do it with current day. You could have. I mean, they would have been younger, obviously. So, because I would have took the past stuff, because the past stuff looked really interesting. Like whenever they did that flashback episode in season 3. So
Yeah,
I would have took that. Like that
and
should have been the
how they
spinoff.
looked at her with such reverence when she walked into a room. Like Derek, your
She looked like
mom was
royalty.
she was the most powerful alpha in Beacon Hills at the time.
Yeah, she was stronger than Deucalion and all of them
Yeah,
until he started going
killing
fucking
this.
crazy. But
And
you
my
know,
thing is, I think Laura knew about that. No, what was her
probably
mom's name?
I forgot her name.
I
I can't
forgot her
remember.
name. But she knew about the fact that you can take powers, you can take, steal the power from your betas. Because honestly, that only makes sense. If making a pack makes you stronger, of course you can take the power from them.
Yeah,
But I think that she already knew that. She just didn't want to tell them that because I don't think she too much trusted like Deucalion and
yeah,
Ennis and Kali.
yeah.
I also want,
They
yeah,
all
I
look
don't,
sus,
yeah.
but
So I would have loved to have seen a show like
they should
that.
have did it.
Like
They should have did it.
that was a missed opportunity, honestly.
They should have used that as like the, what is it, the backdoor pilot for it, and just did that, because that would have
Yeah.
been dope in my opinion. But also shouts out to Coach.
Bro,
Coach is always funny.
Coach in season 1, how he almost had Scott about to crash out in that classroom. But I'm like, dog, I never realized between season 1 and season 2. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say I never realized it, but like seeing the glow up that Scott did on like the school stuff in season 3, I just never gave it too much of a thought because I was so locked in on the fact that the show looked like a freaking movie every week now. But
Yeah.
like going back and watching it now, Scott, you are a horrible student.
Oh yeah, he was terrible.
You were terrible even before you got bit. Like, what were you doing? Like, you're a sophomore.
Yeah, he sucked.
You're failing all these classes, and the fact that coach had him about to just shift right there in the classroom is crazy.
Yeah,
But coach was an ass.
he was, but he was funny.
He was
I
like,
can't not laugh at him. Like when they had the parent teacher conference episode, and he was talking to Johnny Cage.
he said, who names
He was
his
like,
kid that?
you named your son Styles Stilinski? He was like, no, that's not his name. And we never knew his name until like almost the end of the show.
Season 6, we find out his name. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Fucking Michi Slaw. What the hell is that, bro? I'll never get over that. But Coach was funny.
Coach
That
was
one teacher that became
Harris.
a part of the storyline in season 3, like he always gave off sus to me.
Yeah.
I think the
finding
finale.
out that
for this
he
really
was the
good.
reason why Kate learned how to like do arson, but then you see Peter going after like everybody else.
Yeah, that was weird.
We have to talk about the homage to the actual movie though, when Scott and Styles were in the woods and they were trying to get drunk, and that's when Scott first realized like
He can't.
I don't think I can get drunk. But the way he like scared them, I think that like when Peter showed up, I sit back and wonder, I'm like, Scott, y'all aren't that far away. How don't you hear any of this?
Yeah, whenever Scott like had the full moon, he was out there tripping. Like him hooking up with Lydia.
Yeah.
And
Him hooking up with Lydia was crazy. And the fact that they Never reference that again.
See, I'm confused. Did they just kiss, or did
I
did
don't
it go further?
know.
Because
That's a,
the way that it's framed, it seemed like it went further, but I could be just reaching, but I don't
bro,
know.
and the fact that like you can just like the fact that Lydia just gets it on in coach's office on the regular
Yeah, we
was
see that in later
crazy.
seasons. Yeah.
Like after that, like I feel as if like she grew more as a character after that fact. But like
Mhm.
even with that, that's how I knew. I'm like Lydia. Seeing that, I'm like, I'm not gonna like this character, and then I turn around and I end up loving Lydia's character because she becomes a part of the pack later on.
Yeah.
But like she did that to Scott, then you turn around and get mad at Jackson, but you did that to get back at Jackson because Jackson's trying to get at Scott by messing with Allison, which is also another reason why I did not like Jackson. Also, Allison wasn't stunting Jackson like that. He was just being creepy. Like, bro, you're wiping stuff off her mouth with your hand. I said, bro, this is creepy.
But
Y'all are
she
chasing
wasn't
these
stopping them though. That's
exactly.
kind of
And
the
then
point
the
too.
pool thing. The pool thing was creepy when they were swimming in
Oh
gym
yeah,
class.
when they were swimming, yeah.
I said, what are we doing? Also, they never referenced the pool after
Again.
season 2.
Yeah, after season 2, we don't see the pool again. That's
we don't
literally
see,
it.
we don't see swim class again in general. They don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm like, maybe the new school that they started filming in didn't have a swimming pool.
I mean, yeah, probably, but the
They
reveal
said,
that Kate did to when she captured Derek and
yeah,
took Allison down there to the room, like to their like family thing, which is weird because they didn't live there originally. So how was that there?
that's true. Like, is that where they chained up like the younger ones once they moved to that house?
Or were they there before?
I don't know. And how did they know about
Because
that?
she burned down the Hill family house. And it's like, yeah, but they never said that they were from there. They just I don't know.
I don't know.
But she had him down there. And that scene was iconic as hell. Because
Yeah,
Allison was scared as hell. She was like, "What the fuck is this?" And
she was.
Her seeing Scott for the first time, like as a wolf, was dope too.
Bro, I was pissed because Scott, why did you turn?
No, remember, I think he was forced to.
No, they were crashing they were driving at him and
But
he
I
jumped
mean,
up.
he was
Bro,
gonna die if he kind of
I
had to
feel it.
shift.
I feel as if he could have still jumped and just didn't turn. Also, Jackson, you didn't have you talk so much, bro. And the fact that Styles was like, you do realize this is all your fault, right? He's like, let me help. I my car's faster.
They're
Styles
like,
like,
no, nobody wants you now. Get the fuck out.
Styles like, you drive the Porsche? Yeah. Good. I'm driving. I said, good on you, Styles. Mess that car up. Mess it up.
Right. Fuck that shit up. How he drive a stick shift? I don't know. I think his Jeep was a stick shift, but
But like him, like
no,
driving into the woods and all. The final fight of season 1. Let's talk about the fights real quick before we wrap it up. The final fight of season 1, I liked it. Scott and Derek versus Peter. The
versus
like
Peter.
the fact that Derek walked up looking all tough and like Derek finally realized like, dang, I done got played several times by
Nah,
this dude.
facts.
Like, I
Not even
kind of got
that, but
played.
just the Kate stuff too. Like she was there
Yeah,
too, and it's just like
Derek had a lot of growth, but like he was like,
I'm not
I
gonna
got
lie.
played several times.
I didn't feel bad at all. I'm sorry, Allison, but your aunt
I did
did
not. She
a
deserved that.
crazy. You literally took an innocent family because the Hells wasn't just out there like
They weren't just all. And
bodying people. Like
then
they
even
actually
Chris said
protected
like, yeah.
Beacon Hills. Like that's what they were there for, to protect it. Like
Even Chris said not everybody in that house was a werewolf, which lets me know even
exactly.
you can be and that make and then I listened to that and then I thought about it. The fact that Eli peaked so late,
Yeah.
like you could have, bro, like you can be born into a family and that gene just passes you over.
Yeah.
Like that, like going back and watching these episodes, like
That
Kate,
shit was crazy.
you
Peter
had
was
these
making her
people burn the
apologize.
family, yeah. Leave
and
me burned and
he
broken for 6 months.
he made Allison apologize. She had nothing to do with it. She wasn't even born. Or if she was born, she was a baby. Like, what the hell does she have to do with that? Like,
He ripped her
and then he
throat.
accepted the apology and just ripped her joint out.
She said,
And
I
you
don't
know
know
what?
about you, but that it feels sincere, bruh.
I mean, she was crying and stuff, but it's like, how would it be sincere? She didn't do it. She wasn't there.
She paid somebody to do it. Bro, when he dropped the one dude, when he dropped the little white dude in the bonfire trash can.
Yeah,
And
that was crazy.
then the camera pans and it's just burning up legs.
And they just left him there.
I said, Peter, dog.
He was a menace.
He was a menace. And
That
I don't
first
care what he's
season,
talking
he was
about.
a
I
menace.
wasn't in control. Yes, you were.
I
Yes,
think
you were.
it's a mixture of both. Like, I do think at times he was in charge, but I don't think sometimes he was. Possibly. Because even in human form, he was still kind of out of it a little bit.
True. And then you find out that like everybody knows about him being able to turn into that giant monster. Like, it just shows how tight knit the supernatural / werewolf community is. How does half the Alpha Pack know that he was able to turn into that thing? Like, that was crazy. That was crazy to find that out. The first fight between Scott and Derek, like the fact that Derek was in full control, Scott was kind of in control, but he was whooping Scott. He let Scott get off one good shot, and that was like punching him through the wall. And the way he shifted, I loved the transitions for Derek in like season 1 and season 2. Like, the transitions that they did for Derek were straight aura farming. The fact that they do the transition and he's walking past the wall and you just see his shadow and he's just like, I'm like, dog, you're so dramatic.
He beat the hell out of Scott. And this sucks because Scott don't get no better, really. It's just like, oh my, it makes it actually frustrating, actually.
Scott just does a lot of parkour when it comes to fights.
Yeah.
It makes me think about the fight between Deucalion in the music room. And he's just flipping.
He's the definition of he needs a strong team around him because like,
honestly, when he got Liam is the one that made him as powerful as he was. Honestly.
Yeah, because he started tapping into it in season 4. Season 4, he was whooping ass. I give Scott that. Then all of a sudden, season 5 hit, and you're like, we're going backwards again. Are you serious?
Oh, don't get me started. Season 5 pissed me off, bro.
Season 5, season 6.
You let this dude come in that you still somehow recognize from 5th grade and just
I remember my friends from like 5th grade. Like, if they walk past me, I would remember them.
You just let him decimate you, bro. Like,
I actually like that. People hate on those like later seasons. I think season 5 was really good because it forced the pack to actually, like, Theo won. He broke up the pack.
Yeah,
that shit was crazy. And we'll get to it because I think season 4 and 5 gets like unnecessarily hate, but
I love season 4. I do too. I was mad.
I like the
12 episode format, but I love season 4.
Because that's the only one that has the 12 episode format after season 3. Because season 5 is split into 2 parts. Season 6 is split into 2 parts. Yeah, that's kind of weird. But yeah, the end of the season was really good. It made me hype for the second season. I remember getting to the end and I was like, "Oh, Derek the Alpha now? Oh yeah." I was like, "Yeah, I'm here for this."
Well, and it had me thinking, Derek's gonna be evil. Like,
Derek's top 2 for me. So I was immediate. He was in season 1. He was my favorite character. I was like, "Yo, yeah." Styles was number 2, but you know,
it's like I didn't know. I'm like, Derek, are you gonna be evil? Are you this anti-hero?
That's the thing.
Like, what are you? Please tell me.
Yeah, and I can't wait till we talk about season 2 because then you find out the reason why he also became the Alpha, and it just makes the season 3 storyline hit hard because you're like, oh, this has been in the works for a while now.
Yeah, he was,
and that's why he was so like adamant about finding the Alpha. He's like, we need to find this dude.
The fact that Peter had to be the one to like tell, like, when it's a new Alpha, people taking it wasn't because Derek was the new Alpha. They took notice because of you, Peter. And oh my God, that just clicked.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. That's why I brought it up.
Hey, yo, that just clicked for me, bro. He was talking about himself. That entire, which explains why he keeps saying, "I've always been."
And I wonder,
bro, that never clicked. It never clicked until right now. Wow.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up because that hit me when I was watching it. I was like, wait, this all makes sense now to season 3. And then they
were already coming because
If they didn't, it just so happened to be coincidental, and it just so happened to line up. But I think they did plan ahead. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
like that
honestly
shit is
think that, and
crazy.
even with the beast of Jevadan, like that being set up, and Allison finding all of that stuff out. Yes, and it hits even harder
That
because
stuff was okay for me. I ain't really,
but I'm
We'll
like,
talk about that
Allison
when we
knew,
get to
but if
season
she
5.
was here, she could have told him like, yeah, this type of thing has happened before. But
Well, she didn't know too much about their history, so
yeah,
it would have, yeah. But I wonder, like, before we end, I wonder what would have happened if Peter would have been the Alpha when the Alpha Pack showed up, because I don't think he would have been like, all right, I'm about to follow Duke Alien. I think he would have been like, fuck you.
low key, I think the Alpha Pack would have been like with
They would have
Scott
killed
and
him.
Derek.
I
No,
think they
but
would have killed him.
I don't think they could take Peter. With as big as Peter was and his monsters,
Duke Alien, I think would have off.
I think Deucalion
him.
and the twins could have took him.
I think Deucalion by himself would have off Peter. Like, remember, he was scared of Deucalion. He was not trying to fuck with him.
True.
And he was scared of the Alpha Pack. Like, he was like, no. Even as an Alpha, he still
Seriously,
would have, like,
not
he was
worth
still
the
like,
risk.
he was like, no, it's not the worth the risk. Like, no.
The fact
Literally,
that he wrote off Erica and boy, he said, I'm sure they're sweet kids.
sure
They'll be missed.
kids, but you know,
I said they'll be missed is crazy.
he was like, not worth it. That's also another what if. We'll get to that when we talk about season 2, but yeah, I'll talk to you about it a little bit once we're done recording. But I yeah.
But all in all, like revisiting season 1 was fun because like you just pay attention to things and see things in a different light.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the best episode of the season was when they were in the high school, though. That's the best
when they were trapped in there.
When they were trapped in there, and
Jackson annoyed me.
Yeah,
so much in that episode.
Yeah. The one part of that episode that had me dying laughing is when they were trying to barricade themselves in the room.
And Styles was like,
okay, that's
he's
nice.
Like, what are we gonna do about the windows? And they put it at the windows.
I said, y'all are dumb. Y'all are really dumb. But it's like Scott, I get putting all the blame on Derek because you thought Derek was dead. But the fact, like, everybody, you are a horrible liar. You were just trying to scramble. Peter is going around sending out fake text messages, all of this. I said, dog, Peter had a plan. He may have been out of his mind, but he had a perfect plan. And
why
it was
Scott the only person he bit?
I don't know.
Like, if he was trying to assume a whole pack, wouldn't you think he would have bit a few of them?
Yeah.
Like,
remember when he offered Styles the bite?
Yeah, I would have bit Styles too. Like, they were both out together. I would have bit both of them together. Like,
yeah, like that's
is
weird.
They're going to accept it or they're going to die, which they were most accepting as a teenager, like as a whatchamacallit. So
and honestly, I think Peter went after the perfect person for it, because even with like Deaton being all weird, Deaton eventually does say, I knew you were going to be the true alpha since found out you were bitten.
Yeah.
So I think Peter knew, like, he sent something about Scott. But then you get to like season 2 where Derek's just biting people. Bit a dude with no friends and who was overweight. You bit a girl who had epilepsy, and
I have a whole thing about season 2, man.
A dude that was beaten by his stepfather. I mean, by his father.
I can't wait till we talk about season 2.
Yeah, I'm like, Peter chose right. Scott chose right in the beta that he bit, even though
technically he ain't choose. He had to save his life.
He didn't realize what he did until after the fact, though. And I will always love that scene, that just look of utter shock on his face, like after when he turns around and you just see the stream of blood coming down. And he's just like, "What did I just do?
Like, what the fuck did I just do just now, bro?"
I get it was adrenaline, but it's like, dog, you just bit this boy. And
he had to save him.
He
had to save him. Like, he was gonna fall off the freaking roof, and he was holding off somebody too. So it was like,
it was just adrenaline. So
it was like, let this dude die, or
like if he would have let a 14, Liam was 14. that's way younger than Scott.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. Like they went way younger.
I can't wait to talk about season 4.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But
yeah, all in all,
all
this
in all,
season was
yeah.
it was fun going back and watching. But if I'm in the Teen Wolf mood, I don't go to season 1.
Yeah, I
Like,
normally skip season 1. I
yeah,
normally skip season
I
1.
go right to season 2 or even 3. Like, so yeah. Oh no, still fun though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. But guys, like I said, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I will let you know when the season 2 retrospective will be. These are fun. Like I'm binging the show all the way through. It's just fun to revisit. I wish we can get it back. We all know what Tyler Posey is saying about him having the plans, but you
I don't
never
want that.
know. You never know where those are gonna go.
I don't
I'm
want it.
cool. I'm cool with him doing it if it's something original. Don't rehash a villain like they did for the movie. Don't rehash a villain. Do something new. Do something original. Try to bring back Isaac at least once. Isaac
I
was
just,
my boy.
I just think it's too late.
Really?
I think that first movie fucked it up to where if they do another Teen Wolf movie, people gonna be like, I don't know if I
True.
want to watch this.
I get it. But like I said, guys, like, share, subscribe both these channels, and we'll catch you all next time.